Hello everyone, SimAgent42 here, and we're going to get started on our exploration series now that we've done the training modules. Still would like more training, but maybe that's sort of like a on-the-fly thing that we learn, pardon the pun. So I'm just going to go to the world map here, and I think what I want to do is I want to try to do kind of a short flight around my neighborhood. So I know that my local general aviation airport is Cable Airport here in Upland. So that's where I'm going to start, and that's where I'm also going to end. Now, there are a lot of options. So VFR, direct, IFR, I think we're going to stick VFR because that's all the tutorials gave me. I don't want to fly at night because I want to give you guys some stuff to look at. Not you guys, you all. I'm trying to utilize more inclusive language despite a lifetime of bad habits. But yeah, so KCCB Upland, runways, frequencies. Okay, so we have approach, AWAS, departure, Unicom. And so I think what we're trying to do is I'd like to start not from like, you know, on the runway ready to go. But if you'll bear with me, I'm going to try to start this up, you know, from cold and dark, I guess. And then I guess we'll come back to the same parking spot. Okay. How much can we zoom in here? So that's the runway. That's where we're parked there. Set as arrival, set as departure. Ramp 8. It's going to be just before 2 p.m. I don't have any of the online options turned on, so like real-time weather and real-time traffic are going to be turned off for this flight. What does navlog do? Flight conditions. Let's look at flight conditions. Multiplayer off. Air traffic. I'm going to set that to off. Preset weather. You know, I'm going to try to give it clear skies. You know. So these are the options we have here. Closed flight conditions. What's navlog? So KCCB to KCCB. Can we add a checkpoint? Set your cruise altitude 1400 feet. I mean, if the altitude of the airport is at 1400 feet, we probably don't want to cruise at 1400 feet. We're going to cruise at, we'll go a little higher than pattern altitude. We'll go to 3400 feet. Go ahead and close that. Go back, reset, open filters, show legend, load save, tab, help. Help would be good. Again, I apologize for those of you watching that just want me to get on with it, but I am trying to document my learning process here. Star airports, featuring highest level of visual detail and star points of interest. Every flight requires at least a departure or arrival assignment. If the only departure points, pilots can create a flight plan with arrival details from the cockpit using aircraft instruments. Interesting. Both departure and reminder route will be calculated and displayed on the world map. In addition, a new menu item will appear below the aircraft selection panel with the option to switch between VFR and IFR planning. The assigned departure point is an airport. The flight will begin with the aircraft on the runway, engine running, and cleared for takeoff. If the departure is outside of an airport, or if only an arrival point is assigned, i.e. the flight will begin with the aircraft airborne. Okay, that's cool if I want to just pop in somewhere. Not sure I'll be doing that since I'm trying to accurately or model or simulate the flight process as closely as possible. For pre-flight experience, pilots can zoom in onto an airport and select a gate or parking spot, which will begin the flight with an aircraft cold and dark, engine off, and no ATC issues, clearance issued. So I think this is the stuff that I really need to learn. Flight conditions. All right. Press the fly button to begin the flight. That's not a button. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. So I'm stepping up to... So I did all my training in the Cessna 152. I didn't want to take too big of a jump, so I'm stepping into the Cessna 172 with the analog instruments, not the G1000 model. So I'm trying to give myself some similarity there, instead of, trying to jump into a 747 or whatever, even though I have access to it, which is exciting. So this is my local general aviation airport, Cable Airport in Upland, California. No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to fly over my house because I don't want to tell the internet where I live. But getting some nice footage here of my starting parking spot. Starting to see some little gaps in the topography here, but we'll go. All right, so cold and dark. Electrical systems must be turned on in order to use the radio and speak. So I believe I learned last time that C opens the checklists. I lied. There we go. Shift C. All right, pre-flight inspection cockpit. So getting into the pre-flight checklists here, it took me a lot longer than I thought it would, and I realized during editing that it does not make for entertaining viewing. So I'm just speeding through this footage here. If people really want to see me do this step by step, I do still have all the captured footage, but I actually don't think that anyone's going to watch it. Let's say it's available by request. So yeah. I'm intending to practice these checklists a bit more so that they become more natural, and I say so later in the video to that effect as well. But, for right now, let's just skip all this because it's a lot of me mumbling to myself and going, okay, okay, so hopefully that clears things up. All right, I'll cut back to old me now. So, dude, I think we need to taxi. So I'm going to go ahead and try to not run you over. So my turn coordinator is working, my heading indicator is working, and my compass is working. So I'm going to follow this taxiway down to the end of the runway here. Finally, we got ourselves moving. And you know what? I'm going to celebrate that as a victory. All right. Tick, tick, and tick. Run up. Oh, I should probably announce my taxi.
Kilo Charlie Charlie Bravo traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is taxiing to runway 24.
And I'm just gonna pull over here to do my... I don't know if this is a legit run-up area or not, but I'm calling it my run-up area. Because I don't want to be in the way here. Alright, parking brake set. And once again, I'm just going to speed through this run-up and pre-flight checklist. So you guys aren't too bored by me trying to figure out how to operate the most basic of aviation controls. But, you know, it's all part of the learning process. Alright, let's get back to the action. Select the runway for takeoff. Back. Announce takeoff departing, I guess, west? Or depart straight out.
Kilo Charlie Charlie Bravo traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra taking
Lap
off
0 to
runway
10
24
degrees,
departing
check.
straight out.
Throttle full, mixture rich, 23 RPM minimum, annunciator panel clear, check working, lift nose wheel at 55 knots, initial climb at 70 to 80 knots. Flaps up above 300 feet. Alright, let's do that. So, this is where I can start to narrate a bit more. So in the distance there, you see Mount Baldy, which is a skiing area, which I've hiked up there once, but I have not gone to do any skiing. So let me line up on the center line here, and we're just going to, you know, is my RPM gauge, so full throttle. Keep hitting that thumbstick. Alright, airspeed is alive. Lift nose wheel at 55. And we're up. Okay. Well, that took a while, and I'm sorry if it was boring to watch. But now we get to see the wonders of the Inland Empire. Doing kind of a gentle climb here. Looking out, you see a lot of the... There was mining activity in the area. I don't know if it's still going on. I sort of moved here about 1.5 years ago. And I'm just going to roll left here. So I work at the university campus that we're flying over. I work at the Claremont colleges. I'm quite familiar with this campus. So that blue track, the blue running track that we're just flying over, that is, I've done laps there when I'm training. Yeah, so I just want to sort of like fly around a bit. Let me see, is my trim acting up? Okay. So yeah, Inland Empire, this is about an hour's drive east from LA. Like I said, I moved here for this job about 1.5 years ago, and so far I really like it. I really like the people that I work with, you know, and it's been nice. And so what I want to keep an eye on my, what did I say my cruise altitude would be 3,400. I think I'm going to fly a little lower than that, just because, yeah. I mean, the scenery here is amazing. Like, you know, I know that this large building here you know, is a swap meet, you know, and I drive by there all the time. And so, like, it's interesting to see how all of this is represented in the game. There are the train tracks, you know, running all the way. There's a good coffee shop on the other side here, down that way, further west. And there's the I-10 east to the 57 south interchange. So now we're heading over an area into like Chino, like Pomona, into Chino and Diamond Bar, that sort of thing. Let's see if we can take a look outside here. There's another. Pull back a little. Pull back the throttle. Sort of zero out our climb. But this is just a great great representation of the area. So agreed, it's not perfect. Some of the topography around that small commuter airport wasn't perfect. I think I'm going to circle back up that way as well. And come back in here to make sure my turn is coordinated. Just kind of swing around. Yeah, out there you can see a lot of like the industrial office park areas. I am going a little fast, aren't I? I have all of a sudden started ignoring the checklists, but I think on future flights that's something that I'm going to practice more, so I can sort of bang them out quicker. Bit of a haze in the air. I suppose that's okay. Coming back, just pointing. I'm going to point dead north. I didn't quite come exactly north. But pull back to 1800 RPM. And so, you know, I like the energy out here. As horribly California as that sounds to say, but before I moved out to the Inland Empire here, I lived in LA for about a year, and LA, I know a lot of people like LA. It's just not my jam. I'm actually going to try to get a bit lower here, because one of the interesting things that I tend to see is that when I'm like leaving work, I hear the general aviation planes departing the Cable Airport, because we're right under their flight path, obviously. So, you know, I see pilots, you know, practicing their touch and goes, or all sorts of different propeller aircraft, you know, taking off. I'm pretty sure that I need to be aware of, so there's Ontario Airport, which is over that way, which I believe you can sort of make out. Yeah, there's the runway. There are the runway lights right there. But I don't want to get into their airspace either. So, but yeah, I'm going to try to do another pass over campus here. If I can figure out where that is. So now we're going over the 10 here. Let's see. So this looks like campus. There's a recognizable like bell tower, which I think is dead ahead of me right now. So I can try to. I know I'm violating probably a bunch of airline regulations. Yeah. So there's a football field. There's that track I mentioned. is the library? Okay, so we're going to fly right over the library here. It's this building that is right on Fly Nose right now. So that's where I work. I work in the library, which is shared between all of the Claremont colleges. And right now, this road right there, running east to west, is Route 66 actually. So, whoops, getting a little low here. Try to feed some power into it and climb a little. But yeah, I was thinking maybe we can, you know, fly a little bit closer to Mount Baldy. See if I can get high enough for that. Trying to get a few more RPM. Yep, there we go. Yeah, this is where the rich people live in Claremont. You see the houses are sort of much nicer, more spaced out. But yeah, I don't want to get too close to these mountains because I don't think I would have to do some like circles to climb high enough to get over them, if I even can. I think it's at least 6,000 or 7,000 feet, the top of that. So I would have to do some climbing. But there's good hiking up there. And there's, of course, a restaurant at the top that you can eat at, cable cars, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll climb just a little bit more, and then what I'll try to do is I'll try to line myself up for a landing. Where is the airport? Over there-ish? Yeah, that's what it looks like. And we took off from runway 24, so I'll be coming back around to that heading. There's the road up the mountain. It's a nice drive. I've done it before where on the way down, basically I just give myself a little nudge into first gear, and then I put it in neutral and I just coast the entire way down. Alright, so we're going to start our base turn here. Or what would constitute a base turn. And I'm not entirely sure. So we're coming around to heading 240. Okay, I think I see, yep, there's a... Am I mistaking something? I mean, I may need to do a second pass here. Yeah, so... Looks like that's... Yeah, so the runway's dead ahead of me, but I'm on the wrong axis. So I'm going to take another crack at it. I'm going to come to 240. And then I'm actually going to do the standard left traffic. So VFR rules. So there's the airport. Right next to a giant hole in the ground. Smashing. How's my RPM doing? Still a little high. Pull it out a little. And they said to turn when it's like 45 degrees behind you. I'll call that 45 degrees. Alright, so math. 240 minus 90 is 50? 150? 150. I'll go with 150. campus again, or is this a different track? I think this is a different track. This probably belongs to one of the high schools. So now we're flying perpendicular to the runway. Alright, there's Route 66 again. I am losing altitude. And I kind of want to maintain pattern altitude, which is 2,400. So I'm going to feed it a little bit more throttle. And I'm going to come to heading 060. Because that should be diametrically opposite to the runway. So I should be flying parallel in the opposite direction that I'm going to be landing in. And boy, are those red markers useful, and that's probably why they're there. Try not to use too much yaw. So this is our downwind leg, yeah? Yeah, I think these are the sorts of things that you know, pilots are sort of used to doing, kind of as second nature or automatically, without having to think too hard about it. But you know, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. So I appreciate you all for bearing with me. I mean, this is a bit of an ego project. I mean, what do I have to bring to a flight simulator Let's Play that, you know, other people haven't already done before? But you know, I'd like to think that it's useful for my own memory and as just something to do with Flight Simulator rather than just flying around aimlessly, which is sort of precisely what I'm doing. But in the context of this YouTube series, it gives me something to do. I'm going to give it a little bit longer because I don't like short finals. I like to give myself plenty of time to get myself aligned properly. Going a little bit to the right. But yeah. So, let me do... Yeah, so we did all that. En route climb, airspeed, cruise checklist. This is something else that I need to work on, is like just going back and forth between all the checklists. I wonder if 2100. Lean for altitude. Does it tell you mixture must be rich for descent? Alright, so light instruments check. Descent checklist. Power as desired, mixture adjust. Altimeter setting. Alright, well I'm going to come around now. Alright. Now this is our base leg. Love those red indicators. Ah, so useful. And then coming around again. I feel like... Alright. Where are you? There you are. That flashing beacon is super useful. Alright. Can I zoom? Alright, so I think that's the angle of the runway, so I'm too far to the left, so I'm gonna come right. Make sure adjust. Fuel selector both, flaps set as desired. I am gonna start slowing down though. Apologies to many people in the area. I have not been announcing my air traffic on the radios, but I've got my hands full with the taxi and landing lights are still on, autopilot is off. Alright. Alright, power to idle. There is no glide slope assist here. Maybe there is, and it's in the other direction. Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm going to add a notch of flaps. Second notch of flaps seem to work well for me in the 152. Coming a little slow. Kind of want to goose it a little. I'm zoomed in a little. I don't have a... Okay. Little low. Oof. That's embarrassing. Okay. Alright. We're gonna take this exit here. I overcooked the speed. I think it's too late for the comms. I'm gonna have to practice all this stuff. Does it tell me which parking spot is mine? I would suppose. Or am I going the wrong way? Because we were facing south. Okay. Well, we're just gonna select one of these here to sort of post up in. There we go. And now, we did a normal landing. After landing, parking brake set, check. Take item, transponder, set to off. Check. Avionics switch, bus 1 and 2, off. Take engine idle. Check at 600 to 650. Yep. Magneto's cutoff test. Not sure what that means. mixture to so I guess that's the verifying that they both drop again. Idle cutoff. So I guess we just lean it out. Securing ignition off. Tick item. Landing lights off. Taxi light off. Navigation lights off. Alternator off, off. Fuel selector to left or right. Turn off the beacon and the strobe as well. So all these are done. Yeah. I'm not sure why my I kind of want to so it doesn't tell you to bring the flaps back up, or is that part of a different so this is the normal landing checklist. Flaps down, final approach airspeed 60 to 70. Yeah, so I was coming in slow. Touchdown main first, lower nose gently. We did not do that. Braking minimum required. After landing, flaps up, landing light as required. So, okay, flaps came back up. Landing light, taxi light, strobe, off. Elevators trim, reset to neutral, transponder. Yeah, this is all the stuff that is like second nature to pilots, I guess. And so, you know, I just need to practice that. I'm wondering if that's something you would like to see, or if maybe I'll do a few flights off camera and go from, and so that next time you guys see me, this will be a smoother process, because it took me forever this time. But important to record for posterity. So I think that's going to be it. Thank you for joining me for this flight around the Inland Empire, and for my home airport of Cable Airport in Upland, California. Mount Baldy there in the distance. I wonder if in the winter it gets snow on it like it does in real life. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys had a great time and found this even marginally entertaining. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.